Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to do a comparison that was requested by one of my subscribers, so thank you for the request. And the video is comparing Block with Shopify and answering which stock is the better buy. Let's jump right in, comparing first on revenue. And looking at this metric, you can see Block has exploded to revenue of 19.69 billion in the most recent trailing 12 months, while Shopify has jumped to 6.303 billion. I will point out though that Block's revenue is a bit overstated because of the way it accounts for purchases and sales of Bitcoin. I won't get too much into the details. I will leave it at that. I have several more videos on Block that goes deeper into that. So if you're interested to look deeper, go to my channel. I've got a playlist on Block and you can dig deeper. The next metric I wanted to look at comparing these two is the operating profit margin over the trailing 12 months. And judging by this metric, Block is ahead at negative 1.58% in the most recent update, while Shopify has fallen to 16.23%. Shopify was doing an excellent job with expanding its operating profitability over several years, and Shopify was one impressive company heading into a decision that I initially did not like and I complained about several times, and finally management reversed that decision, but it's still hurting the company's profit margins. And that decision was Shopify's several billion-dollar investment in logistics. So before this investment, Shopify left shipping and handling up to its sellers on the platform. It didn't invest or offer that service, but the company wanted to get into that and help merchants even more by having that logistics capability. And that several billion-dollar investment really changed the nature of the business. Up until that point, Shopify was an asset light business. It didn't mess with those billion-dollar investments the same way that Amazon did. And that's what I liked about Shopify. I liked the asset light business model. However, this strategy did not work well for Shopify. The stock price collapsed afterwards. And recently, Shopify said, okay, fine, it's not working. We're going to sell that part of the business. And so they did divest that business, but not after spending billions of dollars of investor capital. So a little disappointing from that investment. And now we have to wait and see how the company rebounds and transitions away from that mistake, in my opinion, a mistake. And so we will see following forward what Shopify's profit margins will rise to, if they rise at all. The next thing I wanted to compare these two on is free cash flow, and they show a similar trend here, with Shopify benefiting more during the lockdown phases of the pandemic earlier, and then Block doing the same, but even more so, right? So it was an interesting follow through from Block, and of course Block, as I mentioned earlier, benefits from the purchases and sales of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, and so that was a contributing factor as well. More recently, Block ahead of Shopify with cash flow of 321 million compared to free cash flow of 124 million for Shopify. And finally, I wanted to look at valuation, and I chose to use the forward price to earnings ratio. And judging by this metric, Block is nearly 1/4 the price of Shopify, or in other words, Shopify is almost 4 times as expensive as Block. And in my opinion, it does not deserve this much of a premium valuation compared to Block. So if I had to pick one of these two stocks to buy today, I would pick Block.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.